Hi, I'm Finn Harper from the Architecture Foundation and I am here asking for your help. We are trying to make a book about brilliant British housing architecture and we can only do it with your support. The idea of this book is it brings together 5 transcribed, edited lectures by 5 of the best British housing architects who have spoken at the Foundation over the last 2 years. So that's Neave Brown, Macintosh, Peter Barber, Witherford, Mann and Farshid, Moussavi. In the 60s and 70s, British housing architecture was seen as some of the best in the world, but over the last kind of 30, 40 years, certainly in my lifetime, it feels like that project has been completely abandoned, interrupted, until this new generation, Peter, Farshid, Witherford, Mann and many others, have started to kind of rekindle the spirit of that project, of that British housing architecture project. So we have these 5 lectures, we have an incredible archive of images that we want to show, we're bringing in some of the best editors and graphic designers to work on this, we have some excellent printers lined up. I think it's coming together to be an extremely beautiful, very, very engaging and quite inspiring piece of work, but we just can't do it without your help. Basically, we want to keep the price very low so that anybody can get hold of this book, whether they're a director or a student. In order to do that, we need to place a very large order with the printers. Placing that large order is very hard. We just can't do it alone, and that's where we need your help. So we are asking people to pre-order this book. Essentially, if we can get enough pre-orders and hit our target, then we can place that large order, which not only brings the price down, but it also means we can put a bit more money into making it a brilliant object that is enduring and is beautiful. Better still, if you really like the project and you want it to succeed, and you want to help us get there, you can even come on board as a kind of project sponsor or patron, and we've got various thank you presents and rewards for people who do feel able to take that extra step. That's essentially our pitch. Here's a short film with just some of the people involved in the project to tell you a bit more about what we're trying to do. Thank you.
The book derives from the lecture program that we've been running over the last few years, and it brings together a series of talks that have had a very strong focus on housing. I don't think that's surprising that again and again the lecture program has come back to that issue, because it's really become the core theme in the architectural discourse in a way that just hasn't been the case for 30 or 40 years.
The context in which this book is being made is, the political context is one in which there are, for instance, 20,000 empty houses in London at the moment. There are about 150,000 homeless people. There are 150 families losing their homes every day.
This is the burning issue of our age, you could say, is how do we provide decent shelter for the population? And I think it's generally apparent and blatantly obvious that the housing market is utterly and completely dysfunctional, shot.
So it seems really timely for a book which deals with those issues and how one might respond in terms of policy but also design.
It's important to connect these, let's say, spatial decisions with social and political implications they have. We exert our agency through the way we make architectural decisions about buildings, about the way people live, about the way people work, about the way people shop, about the way people view art. There is an enormous amount at stake. One
of the things that I think is common to many of the presentations in the book is really the recognition that to design housing is also to think about the city.
We have to be lots of different things. We have to be old-style master planner and kind of assume that kind of godlike position of thinking about the spatial structure of the city, but then we have to get up close.
It's really thinking from the big scale down to the small scale.
We have to be psychologists and geographers and we have to be practical as well.
I think architects need to be streetwise and they need to be politically engaged.
There is an alternative to the kind of destruction that's being wrought across London at the moment. It doesn't need to be like that.
I think architecture is not about money. Architecture is about what you do with money. And architecture is about the choices you give people. We need to put the architecture of housing on the agenda.
Everything has a small beginning, but the more we advocate it and the more energy we put into it, the faster it will grow.
I think a great book is something that you just come back to again and again, and I'm confident that what we're producing is one that is going to be a huge resource for people.
That's kind of our pitch. We think this book has the potential to be of huge use in developing and supporting the culture of British housing architecture, but also influencing and enhancing the kind of political culture that underpins that. In terms of the editorial team, we've cut no corners. We're bringing in Pamela Johnston, who's pretty much as veteran as they come as an architectural editor.
I've worked with Pamela Johnston previously, and I really think she's one of the best editors in the world in the field of architecture books. So she's worked, for instance, on San Rocco, and was many years working at the AA Publications department. So she has a real interest in the subject, but also is kind of fantastically meticulous, and I think brings a rigour to the text, which I really envy.
That's almost all. Please go and have a look at our pre-orders page and have a look at some of the rewards you can get for coming on board at different levels or coming on board quickly. I hope it sounds like a book you want to read, that you want to have, and you want to support turning from an ambition into a reality. If you can, please consider helping us make this happen. Let's see what we can do together.